Hello, this is going to be a video that's going over the first page of your study guide. So I'm just going to kind of go through these one at a time, and like I said, you can always fast forward or skip to what problem you're trying to get worked out. Okay, so for problem number 1, we're going to distribute first. So that's negative 4 times 5, which is negative 20 divided by 5 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 10, that's 40 divided by 5 is plus 8. 16, and then from here we would just subtract 8 on both sides, and then divide by negative 4. So you get x is equal to negative 2. When you write it in set notation, that's where you do the x, the line, and then x equals negative 2 for that one. So make it a little bit bigger. Okay. For the second one, you're going to distribute first. So I'm going to bring down the 12x. I'm going to distribute a negative 6. So negative 6 times 6x, that would be negative 36x. Negative 6 times 2 would be negative 12 equals 78. Negative 12, we combined our like terms here. That's going to be negative 24x. Minus 12 equals 78, and then we add 12 to both sides. Get 90 equals negative 24x. And then we just divide by negative 24 on both sides. And this will actually simplify down. They're both even, divisible by 2, but if you there we go. If you type this in Desmos, if you type in 90 divided by, what is it, negative 24? It's negative 3.75, and if you hit the fraction button, it'll convert it. It's negative 15/4. So the answer is going to be x such that x is equal to negative 15/4 for that one. Okay. Number 3. You're going to first distribute the negative 8. So that's going to be 4x minus 56 plus 8 equals 16. And then we're going to combine our like terms here and here. And that's going to be 12x minus 56 equals 16. And then we'll add 56 to both sides. Get 12x equals 72, and then we'll divide by 12 on both sides, and we get x is equal to 6. So that's kind of for that one. Okay, for number 4, it's a lot of distributing negatives, which isn't a bad thing. So we're going to distribute negative 4, bring down the 45, negative 48x plus 12, negative 4 times negative 3. And then when I combine the 45 and the plus 12, that's going to give us 57. And then we'll subtract 57 from both sides. Negative 48 equals negative 45, and we divide by negative 48 on both sides. And that's going to give us a positive 15 over 16. Once you simplify it, you can divide both the top and bottom by, I guess, negative 3 over 3. Negative 3 over negative 3 works for that one. Okay, number 5. We're done distributing on both sides. 6 minus 3x minus 4x equals negative 7x minus 35. I would gather all of my like terms on one side, so I'm going to put these together. There's kind of a couple of options when you do it, but I usually like to gather after I distribute. And then, I've told you this in class, but usually I will move my variables first. So right now we have 7x on both sides. So if I add 7x to both sides, oops, you'll notice that the x's are canceling out. There's nothing left but numbers. So there's a 6 equals a negative 35, which is not true, and therefore is no solution. And you can kind of see that here at that step because those sides have the same number of x's on both sides, but the constants are different. Okay, then we're going to distribute on this one. We get 3x minus 8 plus 4x, because you have to distribute the negative to the 4x, equals 7x minus 8. And then when I combine like terms here, I get 7x minus 8, or negative 8 plus 7x equals 7x minus 8. You probably can already tell because the sides are completely balanced. So you get negative 8 equals negative 8. So I'm just going to list all the things. We can do this, right? The big R. We can also use the word identity. This is going to be on your practice test too, so it might be helpful to make sure you look this over. And then all real numbers, right? That's the other one. That's what the big R stands for. And also infinite solutions, or infinitely many. Basically every number works here. X could be anything. All right, now for number 7. It says write and solve the equations algebraically. So the following rectangles have the same perimeter, so when we add up all the sides, they're going to be equal to each other. First, we're going to write an equation to solve for x, and then we're going to determine the side of CD. So if they have the same perimeter, then that means that when I add all the sides together on one of the rectangles, it'll equal whatever all the other sides on the other rectangle equal. So I'm going to first, I'll just like change colors so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to first add up all the sides of rectangle ABCD. So I have 5x and 5x and 5x and 5x. So that's going to be 20x. And then I have a negative 4 and a negative 4, so that's going to be minus 8. So that's the perimeter of the first rectangle. The perimeter for the second rectangle is, we're going to add up all of these. So 5x plus 5x plus 3x plus 3x. So that's going to be 16x. And then if I add all the 2's, 2, 4, 6, 8 plus 8. So that's the perimeter for WXYZ rectangle. So if you're trying to figure out what x is, the key kind of thing is that they're saying that the perimeters are the same, right? So therefore they're equal. Now we can actually solve for x. So I'm going to move the 16. Oops. 4x minus 8 equals 8. Add 8 to both sides. Kind of running out of space. So this would be 4x equals 16. Therefore, x is equal to 4. So that's kind of the first part. That's the answer to A. Write and solve an equation, solve for x. So there's where x is. X is 4. Now, the next part of this, sorry, I'm just going to move this guy. It's like, maybe I should move all these other things too. We'll leave that like that. The next part of this is it says, then determine the side of side CD, which is this side here. And the way you determine that, the side CD is equal to 5x minus 4. Well, now we know x is equal to 4. So we can do 5 times 4 minus 4, 20 minus 4, which is 16. So that's kind of the other answer to that. That's the second one for that. So it's a multi-step problem. You ask first, set them equal, and then you solve it out. Okay, and that concludes the first page, and then I'll make it